OMG. All right, birthplace of sexy liberal and unions
Yep.
and almost everything awesome, including cheese, your beloved.
Oh, yeah.
The great state of Wisconsin. Representative Gwen Moore joins us now. Representative Moore, good morning.
Oh, you guys are a hoot.
Oh,
I sense your information. Representative, first of all, stay safe. I know Wisconsin is one of my beloved spots, is a really a hot spot right now, which makes it the disconnect even weirder, doesn't it? With Donald Trump going there with his super spreader rallies, saying, "Oh, it's you get it and you get better, and we're on turning the corner." I mean, it's just such a stark disconnect, isn't it?
Well, I'll just tell you, there is, admittedly, an unofficial report that's circulating in the medical community, which has really tracked these super spreaders to Donald Trump's rally.
30,000 cases. Yeah.
And guess what? We know about Herman Cain.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good friend of his. We know about Herman Cain for a fact.
Yeah.
And, and so this nightmare will be over. And, Wisconsin was one of the places, very clearly that underperformed in 2016.
Yeah.
And I think people realize, on all sides, that this is just really not a game. I've got some real-time sort of numbers here, and our absentee balloting really exceeded our registered vote, or just about equaled it. So we're like at 100%.
Wow.
Of our registered voters that have voted absentee, and so now people are voting. This is same day. We have same day voting in Wisconsin. Same day registration.
Same day registration.
Yes.
I mentioned that. So go, if you're not registered, we need every single one of you. Get out right now. IWillVote.com. Representative, it's so interesting. You tweeted about the Stanford study that says these Trump rallies have led to 30,000 COVID cases, 700 deaths, and you said, let's be clear, Trump doesn't care about you. He doesn't even care about his own supporters.
Look, and Stephanie, just think about it. I want people to really think about this. Bob Woodward. Why would anybody talk to Bob Woodward when they know that they're not straight? He's known for he's Bob Woodward, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But at any rate, you have to be an egomaniac to do it, or at least not be a liar. But he told Bob Woodward that he knew about it on January 28th, and he didn't want people to panic. Well, the reality is that he cared about the stock market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He cared about not spooking Wall Street in exchange for how many ever deaths it would, and that's his theory right now.
The irony is, guess what Wall Street...
Yeah.
I was going to say, guess what the irony is? Guess what Wall Street's really excited about? President Biden.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, and as you tweeted, you say a president who rejects science, facts, highly respected public health professionals, especially during a pandemic, is just dangerously unfit to serve. And so I'm so thrilled to hear you talk about the turnout numbers there, because you know what we've learned is you don't mess with honey badgers. Am I right?
Well, listen, the best new quotable thing that I heard was the other day. Letitia James, the AG of New York, who's
Yes.
turning into my shiro of the time.
Yes.
She said we need to get out and vote with dignity and defiance. I mean, and that's what it's been, because Wisconsin voters have been through a lot. You remember April 7th, we were forced to go out at another point when there were high numbers of coronavirus infection. It had been reported that for some reason black people were catching the brunt of this. And the Republicans went not only to the state Supreme Court, but to the United States Supreme Court to force us to go out and vote in a pandemic. And people did it.
Yep.
There were some cases, unfortunately, traced to that in-person voting, but people did it with dignity and defiance.
Yep.
And then since then, I mean, they have been, again, to now they're in federal court. Again, and and they just won a decision to not count votes that arrive after Election Day, even though they're duly cast votes postmarked by November 3rd. And of course, their strategy at this point is just to keep people from voting.
They've given up all pretense of it being about anything else, haven't they, Representative Moore? They've.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, if I had written this book, Stephanie, I wouldn't have sold a single copy.
Yeah.
People would say, "Come on, Gwen. I mean, this is surreal."
Well, yeah, and I got to say, you are right. When Wisconsin inspired a nation, the fact that they forced you in a pandemic to go out and you went out in record numbers and repudiated the people that were doing that to you. And so you're right. I think, as Letitia James said, stand there with quiet dignity and defiance. And Wisconsin, as usual, Representative, right? Birthplace of unions, Wisconsin led the way to go, no, not today. Not today. You're taking our democracy from us, right?
That's right. And this is a state that where labor unions were born.
Yep.
Where the district I represent, blood was shed for the 8-hour workday. And some of our brothers and sisters in labor need to come back home too.
Yeah.
And vote for the Democratic ticket.
Yeah, you said on Twitter, the GOP strategy relies on suppressing votes and stirring fear in people. They have no vision for a better America. The only way they can maintain power is by rigging the economy against working people and jeopardizing your health care, but they're underestimating your power. And I really think...
And they think we're stupid. They think we're stupid.
Yeah.
They've got this huge sign right in the middle of the inner city that says, lowest black unemployment rate in history, Donald J. Trump. I mean, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard every time I hear him say that.
As Barack Obama said, inherited that from Obama and Biden and squandered it like everything else in his life, right? Inherited a great economy. Yeah.
That's right. Well, I mean, it's a great economy for who?
Yeah. I
mean, if you're making $7.25 an hour and you're holding on to 2 or 3 of those jobs, cobbling them together, what is the quality of this unemployment? This is something that there is a huge struggle over. I mean, to the extent that anybody has crawled out of poverty, it's been because those cities around the country have raised their minimum wage to $15 an hour. It's not because of anything Donald Trump has done. I once had a Latina woman come and testify before our Ways and Means Committee, and she said that her husband had 2 jobs and she had 2 jobs to stand up their family. And I was like, you're who Donald Trump is talking about when he's talking about the growth in Latin employment.
Yeah.
You and your husband.
Yeah. Yes, you are on the powerful House Ways and Means Committee and every other committee. We need 100 more Gwen Moores, and if Charlie Cook and others are right, we're going to get them.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. I want to, I'm just an optimistic person, generally, Representative Moore. But we all have that existential terror and PTSD from 2016, don't we? But I'm
gonna tell you the truth, Stephanie. I knew we were going to lose last time. I had,
wow.
I had traveled through Michigan those last days of campaigning. And I was here in Wisconsin. I saw how dead it was just in terms of any kind of buzz. And I shared with people around me that we were going to lose. And, of course, they told me, oh, shut up, blah, blah. But, you can just feel it. We got the buzz this time. I mean, and there are people who are not going to. And let me tell you what, I just want to give one shout out before we run out of time here, because I want to make sure that I give a shout out to the millennials and the Gen Zers who are going to come to our rescue in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
We've already done it.
Representative, that's what I was just going to ask you, is I am really feeling that this time, not just a blue wave like 2018, a blue tsunami. And I was at the Women's March the day of, the Trump's inauguration or whatever, illegitimate installation.
That's right. I was there too.
Right. But do you know what I'm saying? That energy that started with women. I was there for the March for Our Lives with the generation you're talking about, the Parkland kids. I was there for the, George Floyd, for the, these multicolored, diverse protests for racial justice, and I feel like all of these waves are coming today, don't you?
Well, you know what? I think these young people have got it figured out. You take some old dude that just died like John Lewis, this old man who was beaten up on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. He was 26 years old.
Yeah.
25 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
He was young. He was one of these people that was with dignity and defiance walking across that bridge to vote.
Yeah.
And he was young leading the charge.
Yep.
He was the youngest person on that famous Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech. He was there. And I mean, they were scared of what he was going to say. But he was radical. But these young people, what I say to these young people who say, oh, I'm not going to vote, is that, look, it's just the numbers. According to my chief of staff, the boomers have just ruined the world.
We have. It's true.
We've traded in, the environment for granite countertops and 2-car garages and McMansions and
and Trump has brought us
the debt.
Trump has brought us the 1918 flu, the Great Depression, and the 1968 race riots, all rolled into one.
Got us in this endless wars, and I'm just saying, if you want no justice, constant George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, if you want change, young people, 2019, it might have slipped past you, but literally, the baby boomers went out of being the most populous people in our society.
Right.
You're in charge now.
Yep, let's make some good trouble. Make some good trouble today.
Time for some good trouble, like 25-year-old John Lewis.
That's right.
All right.
It's your time to take over.
That's right.
And like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, it's time we marched all summer long, and now it's time to march on these ballot boxes.
Yeah.
She drops the mic. She drops the mic in Madison. Representative, thanks so much. Testify. Thanks so much. Come back anytime. Happy Election Day.
All right. Indeed.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Representative. There she goes.